So now I'm going to talk about Padlet strategies too for design. So the second strategy to use Padlet is reflection. So reflect on the postings upon completing a Padlet page and build off of the information posted for the next lesson or unit. So what I've created here is different ideas that you can do using Padlet. So there's make notice boards, you can plan events, keep notes, watch and share videos, make lists, collect feedback, discuss, etc. So there's so many different ways that you can use Padlet, but you need to make sure as the educator using this tool, you need to be able to reflect on what the activity accomplished. Was there any positives or negatives, or did the students get what you were trying to teach them in the first place? So the Padlet's great because it's already an online recording device for you. You get to see what students post, and then you can look back at it after and reflect and see what students were learning. And then from what students post, you can then create your next lesson. Say, okay, well, they understood the first concept, so now I can move on to the next concept. Or if you see that there are a few students that are struggling, then maybe you have to go over a few things again before moving on. So it's a really good way to reflect on your own teaching and everything that you're covering and making sure that your students understand the material being presented. So you always have to make sure you keep the Padlet pages for active reflection later on, and then you can kind of see the Padlet pages from the beginning of a unit to the very end, and you can see the students' progress from the very beginning of when they're just learning about the material to the end when they've gathered a lot of information and they're pulling different ideas that you've kind of created throughout the course into the final summative assessment. So it's really good to reflect and use Padlet as a tool for active assessment and reflection on yourself and your students' progress.